In less than 2 weeks, I'll finally know whether my contract will be renewed or not. Yes, that thing that I've mentioned not in one, but in two previous videos, because apparently I love trauma bonding with the internet. Yaho! If you're new here, my name is Pat, the ugly expat in Japan, and welcome to day 5 of this Vlogmas 2025 series. Honestly, one of the biggest reasons why I joined Vlogmas this year is diversion. Like, I don't want to obsess over it, but I also just can't pretend that I'm not scared. Anxiety is still anxiety, even if you film it in 4K. And this fear, it all started because of my former coworker. Let's call her Jade. Jade was the bubbliest, chattiest, and most sunshine-filled coworker ever. Basically, the complete opposite of me who sits there quiet in a corner like a bonsai plant photosynthesizing. So imagine our shock when she wasn't given a contract extension. If someone as active and bubbly as Jade didn't get renewed, what in the soy sauce is going to happen to me? If she is a golden retriever, I'm the sleepy house cat. This whole contract renewal stress actually reflects something very Japanese: their extremely non-confrontational personality. You see, our contract renewals depend largely on the feedback that comes from our Japanese employers and coworkers. And right now, I am 95% sure that I have no beef with any of my Japanese coworkers. Why only 95%? That's because the other 5% is reserved for the mysterious crimes that I may have accidentally committed. Like maybe I stood in the wrong spot, or threw trash in the wrong bin, or I breathed too heavily next to the photocopier. No, those minute details that might have irked my Japanese coworkers, but of course, they will never tell me if I did something wrong, just to avoid confrontation and just to maintain the harmonious, civil working relationships that we have. They'll never tell me if I did something wrong or if something I did was culturally inappropriate. They'll just keep smiling and we'll just maintain our civil exchanges of Ohayo gozaimasu, Otsukaresama desu, Osaki ni shitsuri shimasu. But you would then know that you did something wrong when you will have a feedback session with your English speaking superiors. That's what we experience here in our job. And I think that's where Jade got caught. She probably thought, oh, no one said anything, so everything's fine. But here in Japan, silence does not always mean peace. Sometimes it's just polite silence with a side of quiet judgment. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this yap session, it's this: always learn to read between the lines, read the air in the room, basically just feel the vibe of the Japanese person you're interacting with, because they might just be smiling from the outside, but inside they're thinking, that was a bit too much. Speaking of that, I remember one Filipino celebrity who recently had a wedding photo shoot here in Japan, and one of the photos they took was that she was on top of a Japanese vending machine, and people online, especially my fellow Filipinos, were furious. Then the celebrity later then apologized and asked people to calm down because no harm was done. That's what she reasoned out. She had an interview where she said that they obtained the right permits to do the photo shoot, but it still doesn't make sense because I don't know if part of the permission given to them was, staying on top and posing on top of that vending machine. But yeah, she even said that the people within the vicinity of the photo shoot during that time were smiling and seemed to be enjoying the photo shoot. But the Filipinos, the Filipino netizens here in Japan were like, no, ma'am, that was the polite smile that you were getting. The deep, dark thoughts were happening internally. I actually have two more stories about Japan's non confrontational nature, but this video is getting longer than I intended it to be, so come back tomorrow for another yap session. Subscribe, follow, like, and let's survive this anxiety together. Mata ne!